Hi everyone, it's time for Saturday Stories with Miss Sharon. Happy Saturday! Last week, we read a story about a woman named Hannah who dedicated her son Samuel to live a life serving God. And this week, in our Spark Story Bible, we're reading about David. Listen to find out what happens in this story called David is Chosen. God said to Samuel, I have a job for you. I want you to anoint a new king. Here's what you need to do. Bring a horn filled with oil to Bethlehem and look for Jesse and all his sons. One of his sons will be the next king. Samuel was afraid that God's job was too scary. The old king was still around and he was a very mean guy. But God promised Samuel, I'll help you. So Samuel walked to Bethlehem and found Jesse. Line up all your sons and let's see who will be the next king, Samuel said to Jesse. Samuel looked at his first son and felt sure God would choose him to be king. Eliab was big and good looking, but God disagreed. Samuel was looking out the outside of Eliab, seeing how strong he looked. God was looking on the inside, and he did not see the right love in Eliab's heart. One by one, the sons came forward to see if they would be chosen. This one? Nope, sorry. This one? No. How about this one? Don't think so. Finally, they ran out of sons. Except for one, that is. Jesse's son David was outside watching the sheep. They called for him. David came inside. He smelled a little bit like sheep, but his eyes sparkled with joy and love. David was just a boy, gentle and quiet. Samuel tried to see David from outside and inside. This one? A hush fell over the room as everyone waited. Yes, God told Samuel. Yes, Samuel told everyone. Samuel poured oil from the horn onto David's head, anointing him with God's love and joy. David would be the next king. Have you heard the word anointing before? In this story, it says that David was anointed by Samuel. To anoint means to smear or rub with oil, typically as part of a religious ceremony. And in our church, we get anointed with ashes in the shape of a cross on Ash Wednesday. In the Bible, in 1 Samuel verse 13, it says, So Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon David. That's kind of what it feels like when we get anointed on Ash Wednesday. It feels like the Spirit of the Lord comes to you. What an important job that David is going to be given. He was going to be the very next king. And next week, we're going to learn a little more about David and God's call for his life. I'll see you next week.